Hello? Welcome to another Saturday Night Factional Fight Plays Wurm Online. We have an exciting episode. Today, we are going to...
Why
What?
are you wearing that?
Well, if you're going to make me come to Epic, I need to be in disguise.
But it doesn't even work that way.
But at least it's Canada Day.
All right, I guess I'll approve of that.
Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. It is Canada Day. Well, at least we're recording this on Canada Day. And we thought, what better day than to come out into the epic wilderness and try to find our home. If you guys... Oh, my name is Brian, of course. This is my brother, Adam. And if you saw the last episode, which we hope you did... You know that we came to Epic. We tried to venture forth, only to find out we kind of ventured forth too early. We definitely went and skilled a lot of our skills first, right? Which was fine. That's what you're supposed to do. But there's a couple skills we realized we did not train, and a couple things that we did that we didn't do in the last episode that we did hint at in the previous episode, which was building a cart and how to go about that. So we should have gone out to that a steep area, which is usually where you can find horses or bulls and bison. We should have built a cart there and then hitched horses to it. Now, if you followed us in the last episode, I said that fine carpentry was a great way, or imping rope tools is a great way to get your carpentry up and like a whole bunch of other stuff up, including mind logic, which you need to command carts. And if you did that, then you would have a whole bunch of rope tools to use that are high level. Mine were around level 40, I think, by that time. I was able to get my skill up high enough, thanks to the epic curve and double experience. Then you just have to forage for Wemp, and then you're good to go on rope to be able to hitch the horses. That's what we should have done. Now, the second thing that I think we made a mistake of was that we didn't get our body control up to 21 before we left. And this has nothing to do with the previous episode, because this has more to do with the fact that we actually tried to record this episode once before and completely failed. We didn't even get to the point where we were recording because maybe you can explain, Adam.
Yeah, we got to the point where we had carts, we had horses, we got some bison. Oh, this troll is getting dangerously close. And we essentially set out thinking, now we're set. We have everything we need to, to venture out and get our own place. But the problem was that there's a few monsters that are able to run a little bit faster than horses hitched with carts. At least these newbie horses that we have with no traits or very, very few traits. And specifically, this area is filled with alert alligators, which can run quite a bit faster than carts. And so we died, I don't know how many times. We tried to record, but we thought we'd spare you of the we must have died at least. we had to run back. It was like 5 hours of just running back from the starting zone, basically. Yeah, now we have
He's coming towards you.
Yeah, we got it. we have this new technique. Once we got our body control up, we had to spend some time doing that.
Yes.
We are able to do this because horses on their own seem to run quite a bit faster
They're a lot faster than hitching it to a cart.
than hitching it to a cart. So let's go over here.
There's pro tip of the day. Alert animals, anything with the trait alert, their aggro range seems to be a little like further, as well as they run a lot faster than normal animals. We learned that the hard way.
Trolls are not a big deal when you're on a horse because they are pretty slow. Like I have to wait up for this guy to catch up to me.
So this is the new technique. One person goes on a horse, clears the path for everyone else. Now we've been searching this area for a while. We do like this area. I like this spot. Doesn't seem too bad. It's a little hilly. We're hoping.
I just moved up a little bit. Actually, this looks a little bit better over here.
Oh yeah.
What we were thinking about.
So it gives us a lot more range, it seems, and it's not as hilly. And the problem that we had was that the day that we were dying a lot, it was still fall, and we memorized this entire area from dying a lot. And then the next day we're coming on, we're like, okay, we're gonna go find this, like all the places that we found in the hills from dying. We log in and it's completely winter. Everything looks so different than before. You can't even tell that it's the grass and the rock look the same in winter because snow's on them. So you can't tell that this is grass and this is grass rock. So it's a lot harder to tell how flat an area is when the rock or where the rock starts here. You just have to kind of mouse over everything. Let's find out because the first thing we want to do, and I think that this area is good. What do you think of this area?
I like it. One thing I really like about it is that it's right up against the mountain.
Yes.
Which gives us a good access to rock and ore. And it's also a little flat area before dipping down again.
Yeah, and the criteria that we really had was we just wanted to have a small, nice little village. Nothing too big.
Right.
Just
nothing like what we have on Freedom.
Yeah, and what we wanted to do first was prepare our mine and to be able to just hide everything in the mine. So let's do that. Maybe Adam, you can go around and just try to find what you think is a perfect starting place for our mine.
Okay.
And we're just gonna kind of hide everything in our mine at this point. We have our villager Chonklord with us. He seems to be loving Epic with us, which is great. So he has a cart. I have a cart, and we both have stuff, lots of stuff in the cart. It's kind of a mess.
Okay, there's a couple things I want to do before getting off my horse, and that is to clear this cat and this goblin, if we can get to the goblin, but at least the cat. And then the way we would approach a new area is to prospect first. Locate any iron, any pockets of any kinds of metal, I guess. Iron is the one that we'll be focusing mostly on, but
Okay. Let's tell Chonk that.
yeah.
It's prospect time. Okay, so I've got this pickaxe that you made for me. Let's do prospect number 1.
And I'll prospect it over here.
Something I realize I don't have on is sound. So I'm just going to turn that on here. It's going to pop in. There we go.
Okay.
There's only rock nearby, so I guess I'll just keep going.
Let's see. I don't have good prospecting, so I know that you leveled it up a little bit as one of the items that you...
There's some lead.
Lead?
Yeah, poor quality
Yikes.
lead. I
Poor
did.
quality.
In order to see how many how many ores there are, or veins, as well as what the quality of each one is, you need to get at least, I believe, 20 prospecting.
This
The goblin is coming down towards me now.
goblins are slow. Although this one's old and starving and diseased. Okay, Chonk says he's got iron here, but I don't see where he was.
He's all the way over there. That's good.
Okay, good.
I actually like that area much better.
Okay.
I'll say perfect.
Okay. Later we'll prospect a lot more to find, exactly what's in the area. By the way, I'm finding that goblins are a good thing to level up on at our level. They are slow, so you can run away from them if you need to. They don't hit too hard as long as you have some armor on, and our fight skills are still like below 10. So as a newbie, goblins seem like a good thing to start on.
So we've got some normal and good iron here. So that's
normal and good. That's good.
That's pretty normal and it's pretty good.
The good is going to be possibly 70 or high 60s or something.
Quality.
77 actually, or 78 or something.
I always have to look that up on the wiki. I keep forgetting which one's which. So I just go to the wiki and look up prospecting.
Yeah, which is good enough. I mean...
Okay, so decide, where would you like this entrance?
Okay, so we're going to do the same strategy that we did in our Quest for the Iron Vein episode, which is to first locate specifically where that
Actually, if you wanted to know what we did in that episode, go and watch it.
Yeah.
Instead, why don't we do a new way of doing it?
Oh.
Analyze.
Interesting.
Let's show off analyze. So we are not going to find where it is first, and instead we're going to pick the perfect outdoor location as to where we want the entrance to be, go inside the mine, and now you have the ability to prospect, or I guess it's called analyze, inside the mine. Let's do that.
Okay.
So where would you like this entrance?
I don't like the orientation slope of these tiles. The slope is fine. It's just the tiles are diagonal.
That's right.
Which means that we're going to open up a mine that's going to be facing sort of sideways. I guess we're just going to have to deal with that, though. I can't see any way around it.
That's true.
One option is that we can dig a little bit of this grass away.
Should I cut down a tree?
Yeah, maybe. So that way we don't have to climb up the side.
Do you like this area?
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, so you chop down that tree. I'll chop down this tree.
And here you notice the new inventory system. I'm not sure if we figured it out in the last episode. I don't know, we did. But I finally did use it and put stuff in there. And now I can hide my mess. My mess can be inside of other places.
So once you open that up, it's a big mess. But you can hide it.
There you go. See? That's like before. It looked like that. And now it can look like this. Huh? Right?
Yeah. Mine's still a lot more organized than that.
Alright. Let me chop down this tree.
I have two categories, basically. And so when I collapse everything, it collapses into this nice tiny little... I love...
chop down the tree.
I love that they added this falling animation.
I missed it. Oh, how about mine?
But it's still a little awkward.
It just went right into me.
The animation's just a little awkward. It's like the tree starts falling one way, and then it starts tilting the other way. It's like not...
It's not coming out of the mine. Maybe it's because I'm holding down the mouse button. Let me let it go.
Okay, let's destroy this.
That's weird. I hold down the mouse button, and the tree doesn't reposition itself until I let go of the mouse button.
Okay.
Alright. So I will start by chopping these and getting rid of them. Are you trying to get rid of the stump? Why don't you just dig?
That's a good point.
So Adam's going to dig, and I'll show you guys a much better way of doing this. If I can find my shovel. Never mind. Adam's going to show you a much better way of doing this, because I don't have a shovel. You just dig, and it goes away. At least it used to go away.
Used to, before the
Let's find
update.
out.
Let's see, yeah.
Yep.
There it goes. It's a much shorter action timer.
Whoa. Do you ever find that every now and then the screen will just go crazy and you'll just be looking up for no apparent reason?
I don't have that issue. I know that you were telling me that you do.
It's just my problem. Where is
yeah, I'm lucky I don't have that issue.
I thought it was just me, and then Chonk mentioned that he had that issue too.
So I'm thinking this
cart.
tile that I'm... This tile seems like it'll be good. Oh, here comes that goblin. He seems to want to tango.
Do you want to tango with it?
May as well. Where are you?
I'm trying to find it.
I got on my horse and the goblin disappeared, but I'm guessing I'm fighting it. Ah, there he is. He's inside the tree.
Ah, I see. Let's get him out of the tree so we can see his animation before you kill it. There you go. These are the new goblins.
Slow.
We weren't able to show it in the last episode. The Wurm 1.1.
All new sounds, a la Brian.
Sort of.
Sort of. I like the blood spatter.
You like the blood spatter? I think they're going to add it to more of the animals soon.
Yeah.
But that's unconfirmed.
Well, it's a nice little touch they've added.
I do like these goblins a bit better now than the old
Yep.
ones.
Me too. They look more like goblins.
And so I took my shovel. I don't know why I wasn't wearing it. So you're wanting to uncover this and make it have a nice
like that.
entrance?
Yeah. One of these four. Okay, I'm gonna drop a pile here.
Any water? I barely do. I say we can use the dirt to make more of a leveled entrance. We just need to figure out which one do we want to have as the entrance. Oh. Almost hit me. It doesn't matter. This is getting quite deep.
It is. There's quite a bit of dirt here, which is also a good thing, which means there's a lot of room for shaping the land.
Let's put this pile over here, I guess.
Uh,
On my screen, I'm saying. 1, 2, 3. Gotta get used to the fact that I only have the ability to queue up 3 actions at a time.
That's right. My guy on Freedom just got his 5th action, and now I'm back to 3. This is getting a little deep.
Which I guess could be good if we can level an area out here.
It's going to get to the point where we won't be able to dig anymore. Yeah, it'll be good because we'll be able to level, that's right. We're going to have to do a lot of digging, get our digging skill up. And these are all the things that are going through our minds while planning this new area. Another reason why I like this place is because it's right up against a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I just noticed? If you look straight up, there is somebody up there.
You are correct. I think that's okay.
Yeah?
We won't be close enough to them.
How many tiles is that? That's still like... 15 tiles.
And that's if that is even a place anymore.
It's true.
Wow, we're still digging this. I did not think it would be this steep, to tell you the truth.
Well, as you said.
In fact, this probably won't work.
You don't think?
No. Mainly because it might work if we might have to dig this area out.
Yeah, we'll dig this area. Should we dig the top area first?
Much.
That's
longer.
rocks. So the top corner is rock already, right?
Yeah, we can't dig that side.
Well, we can climb, dig a couple, come back down. That corner over there.
You know what I haven't been able to do? I got disease like on the first day here.
Yeah.
Can't get
Still
rid
diseased?
of it. I am diseasing everyone. As
Am
I
I
go.
diseased? I don't even know. How can you tell if you're diseased?
I read if you go on the wiki. Okay,
There we go.
That's all the rock there. Which is actually not a good thing that it stopped right there.
Why not?
Because now this entrance is going to be 29 slope. Wrong.
The other option is that we can make this one. Oh no. Man, this rock is just.
It's really steep.
It's not that it's steep, it's that it's diagonally slanted.
You are correct. But that does make it have an extreme amount of issues with it.
What do you think the next one would look like?
24.
You think the next one's going to be just as diagonal?
Every single one's going to be diagonal.
But look how diagonal that one is. It's like
That one's too diagonal.
really off. Do you think the next one will flatten out a little bit, or do you think it'll be just as bad?
The next one as in?
As in like this one that I'm standing on now.
Oh, it's going to be just as bad.
You think so? It's going to go down.
If you want to test it, you have to dig right here first.
Yeah,
Dig
I
right down
also
there.
think that we need to dig at the top corner here, this one.
You could probably do the math and just say if it goes past a specific amount, then it's not worth it.
Oh, this is rock here. What happens if we dig this down to rock with the tree on there?
It stays as a tree. You cut the tree and then it stays as grass. And then you just dig once at one corner and it goes away. You
I
don't
see.
get any dirt. I don't believe.
Gotcha. I think we need another pile.
Yep.
I'll just use this log.
It's too far away from us.
Oh, well. It's not too far away from me. Here, let me start another log pile closer to you. Log would not fit in the backpack. Gotcha.
Usually doesn't. Alright, so maybe you can talk a little bit about what the plan is here. We're planning on starting a mine.
Mm-hmm. Getting a mine door. Setting up shop, so this will include things like forge. Actually, I would like to start off with 2 forges, if it's not too much trouble.
It is too much trouble.
Did we get... yeah. Did we bring clay? We brought clay.
I did dig clay before we left.
Good. That's something that if you are planning to start out a place, to dig clay and find it before.
Yes, we do recommend that. Maybe get some tar unless you can find it. Usually tar is actually scattered quite nicely throughout the world,
Yeah.
but clay is only found by water. Find your nearest water.
Mhm.
Just dig a whole bunch. But note that clay does decay quite fast unless
That's
it's in
right.
a bulk storage bin, so make sure you get it fairly soon.
It takes some planning, but you know. Anyway, once we have our forge, or I guess even before the forges, we would have to find the iron vein. Find the iron vein, get the forges set up next to it, maybe set a BSB down. Water is going to be an issue, so another thing we did was we got a couple barrels, filled it with water. We might have to find a place for a fountain. But that might be another episode.
Yep. I say with this episode, we're looking to secure our spots before I pass out and go to sleep on my keyboard.
Yeah. This game does take quite a while, so you have to look at the long term. So
Personally,
right
I
now,
don't think any of this is going to work, and we might just have to decide, you know, what's the best case scenario, the best of the worst case scenarios, and then just do that.
look at this. It's crazy, the slope. Right, this is like insanely diagonal.
Yeah, I'm at that point where I'm just going to keep digging and digging, and I'm never going to hit rock. I'm now at
Me
4.
too. I'm gonna have to come down, and I'm not gonna make it.
What we may have to do is just
The only
find a
other
best
option,
place. Just find a good place.
the other option is we can drop this dirt to make a ramp. Here, I'm coming down.
No, that still wouldn't work.
What do you mean?
A ramp still needs to have an end, like a point of contact with the mine door. With the
Yeah.
mine.
So
And
if, let's say,
we need a spot that is relatively flat to begin with.
let's say we make this tile I'm standing on. Ugh, gee, I can't stand on it. It's too slanted.
And what
But
is the
you see-
slant?
24
What is the slope?
on one side,
No, we just need to
26 on
know the slope of
the horizontal one.
wherever
16.
you need the slope of wherever you're gonna have the entrance, right?
So 16.
So it would be 16 slope where our mine entrance would look like completely
Slanted.
out of it. Yeah.
But I don't think you're gonna find a better one.
How about this one that's 15?
Well, you're gonna squabble over one slope.
Why not? This one's probably better.
Doesn't really matter.
And it's going to open. The way that you can tell which way that a mine door is going to open is whichever way is more sloped, that's the direction it's going to open. So since
Numerically, it's the sum of the opposite slopes
yeah, so 24 plus 25
versus,
versus
15, and the other one is 14, I think. No,
so
16.
Add them up, whichever one's the most, which this mouse is this way, so it's going to open up in this direction.
Well, we'll have to drop all that dirt back, but that's okay.
Yeah, this is actually not quite what we like an ideal situation, but it is a situation that we can work with.
Yeah.
So now we just need to tunnel, and we need to tell Chunk. Maybe you can tell Chunk.
I mentioned that we're switching plans. He's a pretty smart guy. He can figure out what we're doing.
There you go. Just relying on Chunk to figure out what we're doing. Alright, with 3 of us, it shouldn't take too long.
It
What
would
do
be
you think?
faster if we were on our freedomers.
Yeah, It would be faster with almost everything. Before I run out of food, I have to remember to keep eating and getting drinks. I don't have a refresh to just pop at this point.
That's right.
Yeah, so this is what we want to do. We want to just get into this mine by tunneling. Is Chunk joining us yet? Yep, there he is.
There he is.
And how many actions does it take to get into a mine?
It depends. It's a range, somewhere between 45 and 55 or something like that.
45 and 55. That's quite a lot when you can only do 3 actions at a time.
Yeah, but 3 of us means 9 actions at a time.
I guess that's true.
So we just got to do about 5 to 10 of those, or no, 5 to 6 of those. So we got a bunch of that going on. We're going to be mining for a bit. What should we talk about?
I think we should talk about our plans here. What are your plans here? You dragged us off of freedom, and you ran away from a situation that was very uncomfortable, to a situation that's just as uncomfortable.
Well, I think that once we get in here and get set up, I feel like we should create another epic portal, and we can have a 2-way street going on there.
A 2-way street to Uncomfortableville. No,
Yeah, that's right.
I guess yeah. I think that's one of our plans. We want to have the ability to just jump right back and forth. Right in our village, anytime we want. And there's really not that much restrictions to there's no restrictions to how many times you can jump back and forth. The only restrictions that they seem to have is that you have to wait an hour in between portal jumps. But
Not sure why they do that.
I don't know. Maybe they want people to stay.
Stay a while.
Yeah, stay a while. Mine some rock, dig some dirt, then go back.
Yeah. Because that's how long it takes to do stuff in this game.
And that's the way we like it. There was that debate over, I don't know, sometimes you always bring up to me all the things that they're saying on the forums or just in the community in general, online or in the game. There's always that debate about starting off. And it's easy as a veteran to look at a new player and be like, yeah, I went back in my day. I had to spend 4 hours opening up a mine and doing this, and you can do it too. And that new player sitting there I don't really want to, I don't even have a chance anymore. And I think after we started, to a point, there's a number of changes that happened to the game since, a lot of us has started, and the more notable ones that I can think of is, one, they made it so you can't, they made it so all animals on all the worlds can spawn at any age. There's change number 1. So instead of animals starting off young and getting older over time, and I remember back on Deliverance, all the animals were young when we started, and they didn't have time to grow because they would just, people would come around and kill them all, and new ones would spawn. So we mostly saw younger versions of cells. Then they changed it and they made it so all versions, all ages are spawning everywhere, and it did become a little bit harsher environment. So then more recently they added it so there's a lot more animals, which on freedom as veterans, we're like, yay, a lot more animals. Look at all these extinct animals that are now, come back to life. We didn't have pheasants, we didn't have bison, we didn't have a lot of animals, we didn't have wild horses, pigs, any kind of cattle, nothing. Now they're everywhere. They're just literally everywhere.
So there was that change that the animal cap was raised, and all these animals are everywhere.
The problem was that now, instead of us, like when we started, we ran into, 5 spiders, and running through an area, and there'd be another spider, and then there'd be another spider. Now, like double, quadruple that amount, and we just went. Coming here really opened my eyes, I think, a little bit, because when we tried to record this episode the first time, and we ran into here, and we went into the hills, and we're like, okay, we're going to try to find a spot in the hills.
Yeah, and we thought we were well prepared. We know how to play the game pretty well, and we had carts with being drawn by horses. We felt pretty prepared.
But it got to the point there were so many crocs in this area, so many, that there was a point where we made it to a guard tower, and I killed a lot of them, a lot of crocs. But guards just kept dying and dying through killing all these crocs, that by the time all 5 guards died, there was still 4 crocs in the area waiting to die, and I couldn't kill them because all the crocs had killed all the guards, and they were still overwhelmed in this little contained area, not to mention all the crocs that were surrounding. There's just that many, and I don't know if I liked the fact that the animal cap increase managed to give us all these new non-aggressive animals, but we really didn't need the amount of aggressive animals because there was already a lot. I don't even know if that's even possible to split non-aggressive and aggressive animal caps in this game, but
my opinion is I don't mind that there's more aggressive animals, but there's one specific type of alligator or croc that was really driving us crazy, and that was the alert croc. And this is because it was able to run pretty much as fast as a horse could run. Like if you were, I was just on a horse, not even hitched to a cart or anything, but the horse was traveling like 18 kilometers an hour, and yet I was still getting killed by the croc because it was able to run faster than me, hunt me down, and take me out.
Which I don't think is a problem if it's like a one-off animal. Like,
but they were
for example,
everywhere.
Champions, but these were everywhere. There was no chance. Every time that you just got one on you, you instantly had to run to the nearest guard tower,
or else die.
Especially these crocodiles, which are high level. Maybe we're just in a bad. We basically, Adam picked a bad area, so I'm blaming him.
All right. Besides the crocs, I think that this is a nice area.
I hope so. I mean, bad crocs. We died a lot. A crooked mine. I might be able to get over all of that, except for the crooked mine. I'm sorry.
Well, we could surface mine it.
That again? I think I'm surface mined out.
We should mine downward here. We should mine. Yeah. I think we should mine down here.
Mine down here. I have a hotkey for that.
Do you?
I just don't remember which key that is. So let's go through it all. That one? Oh, that's mining up.
I have a mining up as well. Yeah. I think I alternate between mining down and mining up.
How about this one?
I'm just going to switch my mining down to mining up right now.
Mining down. I found it.
How do you have enough keys to have one for mining up, one for mining down, and one for just mining?
I have a select amount of keys. I have all 3 of those, I have the chop wood.
But you need chop down and chop up.
No, you have to have chopping the tree down and then chopping up it into logs. I don't know why that can just be. If that was just one, that would make a lot more sense, right?
I think so.
I have a pick up and drop, but that has gotten me into a lot of trouble because every now and then I'll just be like mousing over something on my inventory and then accidentally hit my drop button. I'll be like, what the heck did I just drop? I like look down and I don't see it anywhere. I'm like trying to look through my logs. Like, what did I don't know. Because I know that in this game, there's a lot of tiny little items that hide underneath, especially the grass and like underneath. And in order to get around that, you have to now drop more stuff in hopes that it'll create a pile. But then there's certain items that don't create a pile. I'm looking at you, Lantern. And then you just like never find it ever. I remember not being able to find my great helm. I dropped it somewhere. Then I didn't even know I dropped it. The problem is when you don't realize that you just press that button and then you drop it, and then maybe I come on to the next day and I'm like, where did my great helm go? I'm pretty sure I had it. So like look through the logs, it's like, you've dropped a great helm. And
yeah, that's a good strategy. Look through the logs.
Like, I don't remember where it was when I did that. I don't know. So I just like went I went through everything I did that day, and I accidentally found it inside of one of my house walls by mousing around the point where the wall meets the ground, and you're like mousing over everything, just like going around, and then all of a sudden I see the shape of a great helm inside of the wall. Like, oh my god, there it is. Although I did drop my a skiller hatchet at one point, had COC on it. It was a steel one that you made me. It might even have your name on it.
Oh no!
And if
was it the one that was
there,
100 and
no, it was
100 COC on it? Okay. Good.
No. So actually, it was pickaxe. I don't know if I said pickaxe or hatchet.
Oh, you said
pickaxe.
Pickaxe. Okay.
If somebody out there has a steel pickaxe that has Griffith on as the creator, and they found it on the ground, yeah, I dropped that. So you're welcome.
Hopefully it wasn't too high of a CLC cast.
I don't remember, actually. It would have been a long time ago.
I'm still going to keep my drop and pick up buttons. I don't think I've ever had... Yeah. I don't think I've ever had an issue with dropping a couple times, but nothing too valuable went missing for me.
So I just had to learn not to click that button, and
yeah.
I don't know. The worst is if you accidentally drag an item while you're working in the forge, and that item just happens to be wood, made out of wood, and you just accidentally dropped it in the forge.
That's right.
That happened.
Yep.
What did I lose? I lost a rope tool that way.
Yeah, and you're watching the damage go by and you're trying to grab it just before it, yeah. So I just thought of something.
Uh-oh.
Our strategy of using Analyze
Yes?
may not work.
Why
Because your
not?
skill is only, what, 20?
When do you need... What kind of skill is needed for Analyze?
I don't know exactly, but...
Here, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, you can give it a try.
Oh, I have not repaired my pickaxe. It's 3...
And I'm going to go look...
Alright, here we go. So you grab one of these rock shards.
I'm going to look at the forums to see if
Analyze.
I can figure it out here.
Oh yeah, look at the forums so that you can be the one to tell me how to decipher this whole Analyze business.
There was a thread that was about...
You cannot see
Analyze.
anything unusual.
Okay, and that means that there's nothing. Okay, I'm gonna start with the wiki. Because I know that there was a nice new wiki thread on the analyzed.
All right, let me go to the wiki too.
And let's see if there's anything related to. Okay, the action is first unlocked at prospecting skill 20 to analyze.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
That's why I
Okay.
could do it.
But the question is, does higher analyze or prospecting skill give you a better chance?
Possibly.
Or are you able to see farther away? Or I don't know. Depending on your prospecting skill, you will receive different amounts of information from the shard. Nearby ores will appear as traces every few lines.
Let me go get my cart.
Strength of the traces show the distance from the tile the shard originated from to the tile with the ore vein. What is these things called? Lines.
Who now? You said lines?
Depending on your prospecting skill, you receive different amounts of information from the shard. Nearby ores will appear as traces every few lines.
I believe that means that after a certain amount, like every time you do you analyze,
Yeah.
a lot of text appears over and over. It'll say you analyze, and then it'll say a line, and then you do it again. And
Gotcha. So every few text lines.
that's correct.
Okay. The level of your prospecting skill will determine the strength of the traces you can detect. So you're probably only able to detect
Iron, at least?
ones that are one tile away,
Oh, I see. That's what it means.
right? Like, that's what I'm guessing. Yes. So you are able to do 2 tiles away at 20 as well.
All right,
So
well,
that's not bad.
from the outside, we know sort of where it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that it's in and then to
the
the
left.
left.
Yeah. So we'll go one more forward and then start going left. How about that?
All right. I say we just create a nice room,
Okay.
and then as you go, I can build a couple things that
Yep.
might be needed.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. I think that I definitely want to build that epic portal.
Yep. This one's gonna break soon, I think.
But if we go through all of our plans,
Goes.
nice. Okay, so we can open up this room, but if you want to start by going this way, we can.
Okay, I'm gonna pass that information on to Chunk.
All right. Oh, you're bringing the horse in here. Okay.
Yep.
So anyway, what was our point before about the whole animal? I think in the end, it is much harder these days for a new player.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with that. When we were new players, it wasn't nearly as hard. We did have troubles for sure.
Does that mean it's impossible for a new player? No, I mean, it's not impossible at all. They do have options. And there are some crazy theories out there as to, like, people saying, like, oh, it's way too hard. We need to go way back and make it really easy for these guys. I don't think we need that.
What do you think we should do?
What do you think?
Or what do you think should happen?
I do feel that it should be hard out in the wilderness still. But there needs to be a balance, as in there needs to be some kind of a balance towards hard and impossible So if
You mean-
you have the skills like we do, you would be able to just go out there and do our thing. So there does need to be less aggressive mobs, centralized. There needs to be maybe, you know how animals tend to group up in, you know, their type of families. They like living around each other.
Okay.
I think there needs to be more of that. If you went outside into the wilderness, you don't instantly come across 5 crocodiles and, you know, a bear, and they're just kind of like scattered. But maybe it needs to be more focused, more, the animals need to be treated more like herds.
Like, I'm not getting what you mean, because what you're sounding like you're saying is that the 5 crocodiles are going to be within 3 or 4 tiles of each other.
No, they're
Is that what
just
you're
going to
saying?
be in like an area that they enjoy being at. Where do crocodiles usually like being at? I don't know, near water?
Okay, I see. But then as you're running away from them and you're training them away, then what?
They can
The
slowly,
crocodile will
they can
eventually
slowly
go back?
I don't think it should be as bad as what it's like in other games where they tether back. It should be more, they long for the water. They want to slowly make their way back there.
I see.
Or wherever, I don't know.
I have
One
a feeling
idea-
that...
Go ahead. Oh, okay, one idea
I can't...
is the ability of the, or the, I guess a suggestion of having like a pack, a herd pack leader.
Mm.
I don't know, what do you think of that?
And then they sort of stick around that. I mean, that might work for specific animals.
I don't know if
those
this would
ones that-
help.
Like the bison might work that way. That's a realistic...
I think what happened to us is that we went into an area and we went, oh, there's all those crocs over here. Let's go this way. Wait, there's more crocs over there. Let's go this way. Oh, there's more crocs over there.
right.
Let's go this way. This way.
Mhm.
And every single way that we went, just more crocs. They're just kind of everywhere.
We must have trained about, 25 crocs, maybe 50 crocs, somewhere in that area, to the guards. Killed them all, and then came back, and there were still crocs everywhere we looked.
Mm. And I don't know. An easier suggestion would be to just, if they, now that the animal cap is raised, revert the feature, I don't know what it's called, revert the animals from spawning at any age. Make them spawn at young again.
That's right. I like that
Because
idea.
there's so many animals that now they're going to get older. Before, I don't know what it was like on other servers, but on Delhi they just died so fast that because Delhi's a small place and there wasn't that as many animals. Now there's just so many animals everywhere. Make them young again and grow old over time. I bet a lot of those animals will grow old.
Mm-hmm.
And it will make it a little easier for the new players to start off.
And it is always a little bit easier to kill the younger animals, and
They also seem to have smaller ranges.
yeah.
I'm sure
And
you'd
the-
say, get rid of, slow down the alert mobs a little. Make it so you can
I
at
don't know.
least ride your horse faster than it. And we're not talking about souped up horses, 5 speeds, or horses with like all this stuff. We're talking about the horses that you find out on the steep. Now that there are horses out on the steep,
That's right.
if you earn that ability, it would be nice to be able to outrun mobs that are kind of everywhere. And I'm not saying outrun the champions. I'm not saying outrun the boss bosses or whatever. I mean, the no gumps, which are on Epic. But being able to outrun at least, regular animals. To have an alligator keep up with a horse anyway is kind of ridiculous. How do you feel?
Part of me feels that it's a little unfair to be wandering off, finding your way, and all of a sudden a no gump just comes and one shots you, or an invisible Drake spirit.
Oh, you're talking about no gumps now.
Just in general, those things. On the one hand, I feel like it's no fair. I understand that they're part of the game for a reason, that the developers put them in for some reason. I'm not sure exactly what yet.
Well, I realize that they're actually invis, I think, is a bug when you have low textures. There's something that if you have it off, you can't see any of the spirit templars or any of, like, I guess the Drake spirits, anything that looks like a ghost. Yeah, they just are invisible. And there was that day where we were running into a lot of crocs. There was a time where, I don't know, Drake spirits just spawned everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They just everywhere, and Son of No Gumps, and they were invisible to me at the time for some reason. I had like some setting off, so I was like on a cart going somewhere. I hit the Drake spirit, and I like mousing over it, and I see the outline of it. So I turn around, go back to the guard, and it's hitting me from behind. It's like going faster than my cart.
Yeah.
And I actually do make it to the guard tower and get guards on this thing. I run away only to find out that it was two Drake spirits, one on top of the other. They're kind of like in each other, and I only got the guards to get on one, and the second one just kept going, and yeah, you can tell what happened at the end of that story.
Yeah. Okay, try analyzing this rock shard.
I will.
So analyze works very similar to finding water using a pendulum. It'll give you some message telling you, in this particular case, whether there's traces or slight traces, or nothing.
And nothing. You cannot see any unusual slight traces of anything.
Okay, right now, because Brian's level is only 20, then we can only see either slight traces or traces, which means that the ore has to be within 2 tiles of us.
Also, and I don't think we ever mentioned this, when you open up a mine, try to make sure that there are no abandoned mine areas as well in the place that you're mining in, or else you'll make giant drop shafts, which you don't want. And in order to, there's actually a way to check this. It's unintentional, so don't show anybody this. And that's if you kind of just go into here, and you can actually see if there's any other mine entrances open. I don't see any. Do you see any?
I don't. But what I do see
Which is good.
over this way, I don't know if you can see this.
I see
look this way, you
smoke,
see smoke.
or dots.
Yeah, smoke. What do you think that is?
I don't know, but it's not a mine, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's not a mine. It's probably, it could be one of 2 things. Hell horse, hellhound.
I've never seen anything like that before. Maybe somebody out there knows.
Could be a forge or an oven or something.
I mean, you guys might be able to tell that it's really late here, and we're on Epic, and we're just trying to record this episode, because we pretty much wasted how long yesterday?
Over 5. Well, probably longer. I eventually just gave up, and you kept going for a while.
Yeah, so I like this episode. It's more like a Let's Play.
Yep. Although a really long Let's Play because mining takes forever, even with 3 people.
And you know how much, I don't know, what do you feel? I don't feel like our episodes should be insanely long.
Oh, you're going to be bringing up this conversation, are you?
I don't know, what's your take on it?
I feel that, like, I mean, this has been a debate since even the beginning. The first season, we were debating on how long our episodes should be, and you were of the opinion that they should be in the range of 30 to 40 minutes for the longest time. But we found that 30 to 40 minutes wasn't enough. My feeling was that longer episodes are better, but I do agree that it does turn a few of the viewers off when they start the episode and it's like 1 hour, 40 minutes long.
You love the long episodes.
I do like the long episodes because I feel that the majority of our audience are Wurm players, obviously. And Wurm players are a specific breed of video gamers. I think they're the type of people who are able to sit through long sessions of
long
gaming, and also Wurm lends itself to multitasking. So you'll be playing and watching at the same time. So
I don't know.
I don't know how. Probably, if you're watching this right now, you're probably playing Wurm at the same time.
I know I am. So I don't know. I think more condensed episodes can work. And I'm not talking about short episodes. Just I'm okay with 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. But I don't know. What are you guys okay with? Are you want these episodes to be longer, like Adam over there, or do you want them to be shorter, like me? Like I don't. Let us know, and we'll take that into consideration, or at least add that to our debate.
that's right.
Anyway.
I think that here's part of the debate is this: the shorter episodes would be more planned. Like we would have a concise, contrived way of shortening it. So, in a very similar way that we did in our original episodes. By the way, I think we should go this way now.
Okay.
It's possible that this is
Yeah.
so
Anyway.
so the shorter episodes will be like we have everything planned out and we just do them without really showing the length that things take in Wurm. Whereas a longer episode will be more like this, where we are actually doing something in Wurm to meet some kind of end. But the reality of Wurm is that things take time.
And anything could happen. Anything could just ruin your day.
Anything can happen. We may not have it planned out. Like part of me feels like we should have done an episode. We should have like recorded that episode that we spent running our corpses, but it would be a lot of not really much happening.
You guys want to see us running from the starting area, like getting chased by Son of No Gumps and
5 times over and over again.
Crocs? Let us know. But yeah, if you guys want to see long episodes, or do you guys want to see short episodes? Huh? Short episodes. I think they've spoken. Anyway, so now that we got that debate out of the way, do you have anything else that you want to bring up now that we're in this whole debate mode?
I did have something. I just can't remember what it was.
That is
Not helpful.
Is not helpful. The
Nope.
situation. Anyway.
Oh, I know what it was. It was
Yes.
actually a question answer that somebody posted on one of our YouTubes.
All right, let's go ahead. Maybe you can.
I think the first question
you can
was
troll our YouTubes and give them wrong answers on YouTube, and then we can come to the video and give them the right answer. No, just kidding.
Yeah, no, I won't be. Yeah, I think we should answer them in the videos if
You could be
if
like,
we do get.
I will only answer you if you watch our next video. Adam.
So the guy said, "Will question answer be back?" And I don't
That's
know
the
really.
question.
No, no, no. There's
Oh,
another
they're
question.
they're asking that.
But I think
Will
that
question answer?
that's a good question to start with because
Why not?
I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't really sold on the fact that people were enjoying it. Um, the whole purpose of question answer was to interact with the audience, and if there was a question about one of the things we did or anything worm related that you wanted to hear an answer for, we would address it in an episode. But
This would be a
um,
perfect episode for that, you know.
I know if we had like 10 questions lined up right now, we could be doing that.
Yeah, so instead of being organized and figuring that out before we start the episode, let's get Adam now to go through our YouTube and just read out stuff to us right now.
But
Let's do
really, I feel that there weren't really that many questions being asked on our
that. Question,
video.
not a question. If you
Yeah,
say
okay.
it, if you say it like a question, then anything can turn into a question.
Okay, well, how about we start off with that same post who he really had a legitimate question. It's from the Antonio 444. I recall
Hello,
him.
444th Antonio.
Yeah, I remember him from the first season. Um, will you guys train your fight skill to go PvPing for real?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
The question is, how do we go about that? Because on Freedom, we actually went about it backwards.
Yeah.
We sort of got the gear and then got the skill. And by gear, I don't mean we went out and bought chainmail. No. We were lucky enough to get ourselves Drake armor.
That's
and
right.
life. Is it life touch?
Life transfer.
Life transfer? Life transfer sword stuff.
Yeah. I don't think we'll have that luxury.
So we kind of went backwards. We got the good stuff and then went out and started killing things because we could.
I recall that I didn't do anything to my fight skill for so long. Once I finally got that gear, I think my fight skill was still under 10. It might have been 5 or 7 or something.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things on Freedom, like a lot of skills that are not really necessary on Freedom at all, that are virtually like you need to have them here. And a couple things is shield bashing or wearing a shield is apparently a big one here. Archery. Archery is kind of not amazing on Freedom.
No.
But it's amazing here. So, you know, train your archery. Archery's not. You already should be training your archery, trying to get your body control up, because it is virtually the best way to get body control up.
Agreed.
Up until a specific skill level, like 30 archery or something like that. Read that up on the wiki for more information. But there's that skill is supposed to be really good here, and then to counteract that, you'd wear shields, and then you'd want to get shield bash up because that stuns people. And there's a whole bunch of weapons that you want to get up. You want to make sure that your fighting types are leveled, like normal fighting and defensive fighting or whatever you're going to do. And there's strategies that we can get into doing all of that stuff that we've been learning ourselves, and I'm sure a lot of you know already, but for the people that don't, I think at some point we will get into that.
Yep, we'll definitely have to go through the whole leveling up our fight skills.
And we've sort of started doing it. So I know we can ride horses now. That was the big thing. We wanted to ride horses, which means all of our archery is at least, you know, half decent. What's my archery at? Where is archery? My fighting's 2.9. Yeah. But our archery is 30.11. I don't remember getting 30, but I have it. Well, are you going straight there?
Going straight. I want you to analyze this shard here to see if we're within 2. Now, I don't think we talked about this actually, about the analyze. it's not where you're standing, but rather the tile that you're hitting.
So it's this tile.
So the tile that we're hitting here, if you analyze rocks that come off that tile, and it tells you that there's slight traces,
Mm?
then it means that the iron is exactly within 2 tiles away from that rock, or yeah, I
Can't
guess that
see
cave tile.
anything.
Can't see anything. But I feel like we should just go back to the good old prospecting.
I don't think we went far enough, to tell you the truth. I believe.
You don't think we went far enough?
No, we need to go further.
You need to
The
go to the
question
right.
is, we can go back one and then to the right, or we can just go to the right.
Like this way?
And we saying left, we're saying right, but as I was typing, I realized that's not the right. That's my
That's
left. And then I hold up my right hand.
And everything's reversed in the thing, so
Which
everybody
means this is my left hand.
or is it? Anyway,
Okay. So
again, my personal feeling is that
I don't think that we're gonna even
analyze
find.
is great once your prospecting is up to about 60 or so.
So you're still saying
Actually,
that prospecting
just
would
40.
be better.
40 would be good. It looks like 70 gives you the most, but there's nothing between 40 and 70. So if you get up to 40,
Prospecting is actually a fairly easy skill to level. We've never talked about this on a show. What do you do? How do you level prospecting? Well, you go up to a cave wall, and I usually keybind prospect, and you click prospect, and that's it. You just keep doing that.
yep.
And you actually lose a tiny little bit of stamina every time you do
That's
that.
right.
And you just keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you actually gain prospecting skill quite quickly. So if a follow you people out there have been ignoring getting your prospecting up, minimum at least get it up to 20.
Yeah.
At least get it up to 20. It's a big deal to have it 20 or higher.
20 is-
Even if you're not a miner, just do it.
Yeah, you need 20 for sure.
Makes a big difference. But for all
Now
the
what-
people that actually do train it to 60, yeah, they're like, I don't know, they're
Well,
like the
when-
masters of prospecting at that point.
Yeah. And apparently 70 now to get the last analyze.
Ooh, whoa, what was that? Haha.
I like the
What
fact
was
that
that?
they added things that make it so that leveling up these skills is actually useful now.
Well, how have you been liking the patch for
1.1?
1.1 so far? Now that we've had time to sink in, and all the patches that are coming out after that.
You know, I'll be honest, I don't think it affected me as much as I thought it was going to. The botanizing thing was good. I like that, the forging botanizing thing. And I used that to find a whole bunch of woad.
Mm,
And it worked pretty good. I liked it. I mean, I like the fact that there's more fences, but I think it would be better if they added that sort of idea to other things like walls of houses.
I see. Maybe one day
Maybe
we will
one
get
day.
more walls. Maybe one day we will get bridges and double archways and
And then there's all the big things that they added that don't seem to really affect me, like the things related to missions, the new karma system, the sorcery thing. Apparently, the epic endgame has been modified somehow,
That's
and
right.
none of that. Like, I'm not too interested in becoming that sorcerer thing because it has to do with doing missions, which to me feels more like going back to the theme park style gaming. go collect 10 of these and go kill 10 of those and go do the 10 of that and 10 of the other thing. And it's like, well, I'd rather not. And I'd rather just keep doing what I'm doing.
Until they can figure out some kind of useful system for karma for freedom people.
Yeah. And I know on Epic, like, they've added, I don't know, it's like these abilities that you get that are supposed to be useful in PvP. But the way that you get them seems kind of random. It's like just keep doing missions and randomly you'll get them. I don't know. I'm personally not too excited about it. So I won't really be doing those missions.
Yeah, for me, Wurm 1.1, I like the graphics update. The shader update does need some work, but I can see that it will make the game better if they can get the performance better and all that stuff. And I'm really hoping that they do, because it does make the game look like a lot smoother. The lighting's better. There's some things that I have found that are definitely bugs. Is if you're on a horse and you go close to water, the reflection of everything above the water is so distorted. It's kind of just out there. Like, hopefully that's fixed. Also, when you're on a horse, the sky is all distorted as well. Like the moon and the sun becomes really big. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look at the sun while mounted on a horse, and then get off that horse and look at the sun again. It just, just drifted like thousands of light years away now. I don't know. It just drifted like very far away all of a sudden. And I don't know why it does that, but it does doing that.
I like the added variety. That's my big thing. Like the flower pots and the new road, like the diagonal roads, the gravestones, the new fences. I like that.
Yeah, outdoors should get a lot more variety.
Yeah, and all I like that direction of development, and I could only ask for more of that direction.
Now let's do some indoor stuff now.
Yeah, indoor stuff.
Where's the stairs? I don't know. Anything that we can hang on walls, hang on ceilings.
Another awesome
cool.
addition would be structures inside mines.
Yeah.
So like putting a door.
That would be great for variety. And
yeah,
we do call this game a sandbox, but it's a sandbox limited to the tools and the features that they give us, right?
Yeah.
We play within the confines of the developers' coding. And
like you would think that somebody who wants to like make a cave and just live in that cave
should be able to,
but the thing is they can't, because you can't put a bed in a cave, for example.
You don't have any of the benefits of living in a house, because they've linked all these benefits to just the house. Like, there's not just, these are the benefits, apply them to the way that you want to live. And the guy goes, okay, I want to live on my boat, or I want to live underground, or I want to live, whatever way. No, you want to live, you have to live in a house.
Yeah.
And the house either needs to be stone or it needs to be
wood. That's it. Yeah.
And they have to be these designs. So that's why, more variety the better. At least, I mean, logically or realistically, we've got to think that, it's possible to add more wall types or more decorations that can go in houses. Things that give variety when you go and explore and you see people's houses. And hopefully hopefully it's coming. Can only see, like, as Wurm 1.1 added a lot more, I can only see this game getting more and more variety as time goes by. What are your thoughts?
Yep, I agree. Oh, who's making bricks? You must be.
I am making bricks because, you know what? I am getting to that point where we will get to this Iron Vein.
Yeah.
No doubt we will get to this Iron Vein. But maybe not today. And
it's possible we're not even in the right ballpark.
I miss my bed really badly. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean my virtual bed on Freedom.
Watch out, because Chonk mentioned that there's a croc out there.
There is a croc out there in a number of locations. I can't wait. This is almost like the best, not the best part. This is a really great part of Wurm. I really like this part because you're looking at, even on Epic, you're looking at the landscape, and you can form in your mind, like, I think Wurm players, if you're a Wurm player, you're already forming in your mind how you want this area to look.
That's right.
We started with this mine. We have a little entrance. The mine looks good. It's up here. We gotta build a ramp coming down.
It's a little slanty.
Yeah, but we can fix most of that. I mean, this actually doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, we can fix the slantiness.
We have enough. I think step number one, or not step number one, but when people first start this game, they're trying to do too much of the wrong things. Because if you're a new player and you go, okay, what am I looking for in a potential spot for me? I want to live somewhere. What can I want like one of the first things they'll say is, I want a flat piece of land. I just want a flat piece of land, but I don't want it to be something that someone else did.
That's right.
I don't want to like go onto ruins of people. I want it to be perfectly like in the wild, out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
But I want it flat because I want to build a house, and
they'll look at other people's places and they'll be like, I don't want it, but I want that landscape. Like that place looks so flat, but they built all these houses on it.
So I would bet a lot of new players, if you're a new player and you're looking at this area and you're like, how the heck are they going to build on it? There's like not a flat spot. It just goes up, and then it's like hilly, and then it just goes down, and it's up here and it's down. That's like half the game.
That's everywhere.
You're playing Wurm.
Yeah.
Half the game.
And the reason why everybody else's like abandoned place is all flat, that's because they made it flat.
Yeah.
It doesn't come that way.
And then there's the other option of people saying, but I don't want to build, like I don't want to build in an abandoned place. And then you're thinking, I want it to be completely wild. Well, this is Wurm. You actually go and you do whatever you want to that piece of land. If it's an abandoned place, it doesn't have to stay looking like that. You can get rid of all the walls. You can get rid of everything. I just remember trying to sell. As a new player, this is what you want. But if you just went all through this place and you decided, I'm just going to plant, fine, I'll get rid of everything. You can plant trees. There, wilderness again.
Yeah,
you have the option. You don't just destroy land as a player. You can also create wilderness as well.
I was talking to some guy who was trying to find a place, and I mentioned that there's an area like right next to us.
Yeah.
Can settle down there. He's like, oh, no, it's too built up. And I was thinking to myself, like, the place is rotting. And all I could, I'll come over there and make it look like wilderness for you if you want. Like, it doesn't take very much. All it takes is you just knock down all the stuff that's still remaining. You terraform it a little bit to make it look all natural, and then plant a whole bunch of trees and grass and stuff. It's like there, natural.
It's like, and that's part of the wonders of Wurm, is that you don't just, you have the option of destroying, the wilderness and building a town, or you also have the option of destroying a town and building wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
You could do both, and if you're a new player and you're looking to if you're looking to find land and you find an abandoned spot and it's in a good location and all you think is, don't want to start like this, take it. Eventually you'll be able to get rid of all of this abandoned stuff, and you've got a prime location, and you can turn the landscape into anything you want. You're playing Wurm. That's what Wurm does over any other game. The ability to change the landscape to any form that you want. And I think that's why a lot of people play this game as opposed to other games that just really don't allow you to do that to the extent. Plus all the other features that Wurm has. I know there are other games that you can change you can terraform. I'm not saying Wurm's the only one. I'm more saying that this is what, if you're playing Wurm, you sort of have to learn over time that yes, you can do that. You can change the landscape anything you want. Yes, you can decide to dig a big hole if you really want to, and then go get into the rock and then build a mine down a big hole. Sure. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I did it for our labyrinth, but it's possible.
Are you building that forge?
Am I building that forge?
What are you building? No, you built a epic portal?
I'm building an epic portal.
Yeah, I don't know if we want that forge until we have the iron vein.
Yes, and I'm sure we'll eventually get that forge. But at this point, I think it's getting late. What have we accomplished? We did not accomplish half the things that we wanted to accomplish, and this is what happens. We found a spot, and we've been looking for this spot long before we started recording.
That's right.
But I'm glad we did find the spot. We decided on a mine. We found iron. We decided on where our mine entrance was going to be. Fooled around a little bit there. Going to have to fix that area. And we've been mining in ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Created a nice little passage for now. We will be opening this up. I'm creating an epic portal because at this point I think I just want to get back to freedom and enjoy some time there with my castle. I have 2,000 bricks and mortar waiting for me.
Oh, do you? From where?
From our great neighbor, Pekka.
Well, before you do that, come over here and analyze this last tile that we've knocked out.
All right. But I still need to finish building this epic portal.
Gotcha.
Well, you guys are going pretty fast considering there's only 2 of you right now. Let me get this one. Take some of the higher level stone bricks will allow you to build without failing as much.
Mm-hmm.
How many
We got
more?
somebody
Oh,
on
one
our
more.
we got somebody on our videos who was disappointed that we went to Epic.
Well, you forgot to read any of the questions. Why don't you do
Any of the
that?
questions? Okay. The helmet, that was hilarious.
Was that a question?
No.
Oh.
There's no more questions. So I'm just reading them as if they were questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's see here.
I do not notice anything. I'm sorry. Why don't I take something out of here and see if I see anything?
Oh yeah, but you gotta get the rock shard that. Ooh.
I think I got it.
It's almost like we all ended at the exact same time there.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I didn't find anything unusual.
Try that 27 quality one. That one popped at the exact same time. And then you can go the other way too. For all we know, they could be underneath the ground. Right?
It's true. Anyway, I'm out of here. Yeah, the one thing that I'll show you how easy it is to get out of here. You just use it. Yes, I want to use it. There's not even a load screen. You're just here. I feel better. And there's the epic portal on the other side. Now if you try to use it again, you have to wait 59 minutes before you can use the portal again.
Yep.
The portal is shut. No matter what you try, nothing happens. And with that, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully in the next episode, we will show you where that iron vein ended up being. So until then, take care guys, and have a good week.